Good day, everyone, wherever and whatever time you are listening to us. First of all, thank you for joining us for the orientation of ACE ICAW, particularly for advanced level exams, basically. As we know that we have different levels of ICAW exam, but this orientation is focusing on just advanced level exams. And as we know that next advanced level exam are going to be held in November 2025. So this orientation is for November 2025 exam session basically. First of all, let's discuss the contents, what we are going to talk about in today's orientation. First of all, we are going to talk about why ICAEW, basically. Why ICAEW? If you possess any other qualification, like you are a member of ACCA or any other professional body, or you are an affiliate, part qualified, or you belong to any professional certification or academic qualification, then why you should join the ICAW. Second, we are going to talk about the qualification structure. What is the structure of ACA, ICAW exams basically? How many exams are there? How many levels are there? Third, we are going to talk about the corporate reporting and data analytics basically. What is corporate reporting? What is data analytics? What is advanced information? And how we can use it. Then moving on, we are going to talk about SBM Strategic Business Management. That is another advanced level examination of ACA ICAEW basically. So these corporate reporting and SBM are two exams of ICAEW advanced level. Then we are going to talk about how students fail basically. Why students fail? How students fail? What are the common mistakes of students who fail their exam? Never ever disappoint because we have to study in an appropriate manner basically. How we can study just to make sure that we can qualify our exam. So we are going to talk about how we are going to study. Either it would be live online or recorded, or what resources we are going to provide you, how your classes will be conducted, your assignments will be marked, each and everything we are going to talk about. Then we are going to talk about tutors feedback. So it's just not like we are going to provide you the recorded sessions. No, we will be going for home based assignments as well as our class based assignments as well. Once you submit your assignment, then tutor is going to provide you the feedback on your assignments basically, because we have a team of tutors. Pass rates, yes, definitely the pass rates of AC ICW are very good. So we are going to look at what were the pass rates in previous year sittings and why students unfortunately fail, and then moving on. And finally, there will be a question and answer session. If you people have any question, then I would request all of you to send me a message through chat box, or kindly hold your question till this presentation is completed. Once this is completed, then I will be requesting all of you to please ask your questions so we can move forward. So let's start basically. First of all, let's talk about why ICAEW. Let's say if you belong to any professional body, professional certification, or you are through academic route, then why you should join the ICAEW? Why you should join the ACA? First of all, when you will join the ACA, it is a path towards chartered accountancy basically, chartered accountancy. So when you are going to qualify the exam and meet out other requirements of ICAW, so you are going to be a chartered accountant. You are going to be a chartered accountant. You are going to be a member of ACA ICAW, and most it is one of most prestigious certification in the world. When you will perform some research, then you can put it down in your tab, what are top 10 accounting bodies of the world, then you will see that ICAEW is among leading bodies of the world. So as we know that it is one of the most prestigious qualification of the world, that's why it is a globally recognized qualification. If you want to work in, let's suppose, in GCC countries, if you want to work in Canada, if you want to work in UK, or if you want to work in any part of the world, then this qualification plays a very, very important role. What this qualification involves basically, this qualification plays huge emphasis on your audit, on taxation, financial reporting, accounting, and so on basically. This qualification is highly valued, is equally important in all sectors. Either you are working in public sector, private sector, in industry, in firm, in academia. So you can work out at any place, basically. You can work out at any place. And it will give you a lot of advantages, basically. So I just put down some of the advantages. As we know that there are a lot of advantages of pursuing ICAEW. Now let's talk about the tutor for this program. My name is Noman Yakat and I am a ICAEW member since 2017 basically. ICAEW member since 2017. I qualified my exams in December 2016, but I became member in May 2017 basically. That is basically some sort of a brief background about myself. Basically, as I told you earlier, that I'm a member of ICAEW. Apart from that, I am also a fellow member of ACCA, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, another prestigious body in the world. That's why I use this designation of FCCA. I am also an associate member of PIFA, Pakistan Institute of Public Finance Accountants, and I also hold BFP, Business Finance Professional certification from United Kingdom as well, basically. I'm also a registered mentor at Oxford Brookes University for BSc Honors in Applied Accounting. That is a mutual collaboration of Oxford Brookes University and ACCA. And I'm a registered mentor from last more than 5 years, basically. And I have mentored multiple students in different submissions. Regarding my experience side, I also possess more than 10 plus years of teaching experience. And in this time period, I have worked in different areas. I have experience to teaching in different colleges, approved learning partners of ACCA, approved learning partners of ACCA. I also have experience to teach different undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate programs, different universities, public sector universities, and private sector universities. I also have experience to teach at different online forums, different qualifications. And currently, I am also a tutor at AFTC Accountancy and Finance Training Center. AFTC. That is one of my platform where I am working as a tutor and co-owner as well. Regarding my industry experience, I also have more than a decade experience of industry. In industry, I have worked at different positions of accounting, finance, auditing, basically, in public sector as well as in private sector as well, basically. Sorry, that needs to be updated with 10 plus years of experience as well, basically. I am also a tutor at different online forums and different approved learning partners, as I told you already. And as I already mentioned that I am a faculty member at different universities as well, basically. So you should not be worried. as you will be in safe hand, as I'm also a member of different prestigious qualifications, particularly ICAEW, SCCA, and also possess a lot of years of experience with regard to teaching of different professional qualifications and certification like ACA, ICAEW, ACCA, CMA, USA, CFA,
Yeah, they
and so on, basically. If I talk about what is our portfolio, what qualifications do we offer, it is just basically a small slide. Then we are going to discuss about the ACA ICAW. If we talk about our portfolios and our services, what we do basically and what we offer. We offer different services for different qualification. First of all, starting with ACA ICAW at all levels, certificate level, professional level, and also at advanced level as well. So that is certificate level. Second level is basically our professional level. And third level, that is basically advanced level as well. So we provide services for all levels. At all levels of ICAW. Next, we also provide tuition coaching for ACCA, FIA Foundation in Accountancy, CMA USA Certified Management Accountant, CFA Certified Financial Analyst, that is another well recognized program of USA. And last but not the least, that is OBU, Oxford Brookes University. As I told you earlier in my introduction slide, BSc Honors in Applied Accounting from Oxford Brookes University, United Kingdom, basically. If we talk about the components, how you can become the member of ACA ICAW, basically, first of all, what you need to do, you need to qualify your exams. You need to qualify the exams, ACA exams, basically. There were 15 exams of ACA ICAW earlier on, but recently ICAW has changed the scheme, and now instead of 15 exams, we have 14 exams, basically. If you are appearing in old scheme, then you have to appear in 15 exams, because it's quite possible you might have passed some of those exams, or you were exempted from some of these exams as well, basically. Regarding 14 exams, we have different scheme. We have little bit change in structure of ACICW, and for the new scheme, we will be having a different orientation. So regarding exams, as we talked about, we have different exams. Apart from that, what we need to do, we also need to meet out the experience requirement, basically practical work experience, or it is also called as PWE, basically. Practical work experience, or PWE. So to become a member, you need at least 3 to 5 years of experience, and it depends upon your industry, it depends upon your skills, it depends upon your area, basically. Not entirely the industry, basically it depends upon how you are going to meet out the requirements, basically. So that is something separate. PWE, practical work experience, basically. Depending upon 3 to 5 years of experience, how you are going to meet out the requirements, and then you are going to become a member of ACA ICAEW. As I was mentioning about that, ICAW has changed its schemes, and now we have 14 exams. We have 14 exams in our new scheme, basically. New scheme of ICAW has 14 exams. What they have done, basically, they have introduced a subject for sustainability. They have introduced a subject for the sustainability. As we know, that sustainability plays a very, very important role. As a professional, accounting and finance professional, apart from financial aspect, we should be careful about our environment, our society, our responsibilities, our obligations basically. Because if we are going to play importance towards sustainability, then our current as well as our future will be secured. Otherwise, it could be difficult for us and for our generations. Therefore, ICAEW plays a huge importance over sustainability, and they have introduced a completely new subject in certificate level exam talking about the sustainability. Second reason for this change is basically technology integration. As we know that technology is changing, as technology is changing, so definitely we need to evolve ourselves. We need to update ourselves, and how we can do that, how we can proceed for this new change, new technology. That's why we should introduce those areas into our syllabus, and ICAEW has successfully incorporated the impact of sustainability as well as technology integration in their all levels and in all of their exams basically. As I mentioned earlier regarding new scheme, we will be having a separate orientation, and in that orientation we will be talking about just new scheme and not the old one. As this orientation is focusing on November 2025 advanced level exam, so for advanced level, old scheme is applicable as new scheme will be applicable after few years. If I talk about the structure of ACA qualification, ICAEW, as I mentioned that it is 3 levels. It has 3 levels basically. First of all, first level is certificate level that has 6 exams. Second level, that is professional level that also has 6 exams. And third level, that is advanced level that has 3 exams basically. So in total, there are 15 exams basically. 6 plus 6 plus 3. So that gives me 15 exams in total basically. 15 exams in total. But as I mentioned, we are going to talk about the advanced level. So how many exams do we have in advanced level and how we can appear in these exams? First of all, we have an exam of corporate reporting, or it is known as CR. That is our first exam of ICAEW advanced level. Second exam is SBM, or it is known as Strategic Business Management. And third exam, that is basically the case study or CS. So you just have 3 exams in ACA, ICAEW advanced level basically. Now let's look at the structure at individual level basically. As I mentioned about advanced level exams, we have corporate reporting first of all. Second, we have SBM, Strategic Business Management. And third, we have case study. Now, you might have a question why I have put ethics and professional skepticism, because ethics plays a very, very important role in ICAEW. In all 15 exams of ICAEW, we have ethics. We have incorporation of ethics, professional skepticism, business trust issues basically. Because as an accounting and finance professional, we should be good. We should be ethical in our behavior towards our conduct, towards our dealings basically. Either we are talking about our personal life or professional life. That's why considering the significance of ethics, I have mentioned this in advanced level, as this ethics is included in all advanced level exams. It could be tested in any question. It could be tested in all questions of your exam basically. So please be very, very careful about your ethical concerns. In corporate reporting, we are going to talk about our financial accounting standards, reporting standard, and some of the major areas includes our group accounts, different types of complex transactions basically. Because some of you might say that we have studied this accounting and reporting in our earlier subject, that's fine, that is very good. But Why we have corporate reporting exam? Because it includes your complex transaction. It includes complex interpretation of financial statements, basically. It all of these exams, corporate reporting and strategic business management, are integrated exams, basically. Integrated exam. What do you mean by integrated? Integrated mean we have multiple subjects, basically. In next slide, I will be talking about what subjects are included in corporate reporting as well as in our SBM exam, basically. Please just wait. In SBM, strategic business management, we talk about our decision making, but at strategic level. Like for example, if you are working as finance director, CFO, COO, CEO, director operations, or any other senior management, or any other senior level position, basically. So this qualification will teach you, will give you knowledge, will develop you skills, training, so you can become a good decision maker at strategic level. Further, it talks about risk management. What is risk management? How you can manage risk, how you can avoid risk, and there are many other steps as well as governance. Business valuation, yes. For example, if you have to sell out a business or you have to acquire some sort of a business, so what you can do, basically, what strategies or techniques or models you can apply to value a business, basically. Here we are going to talk about different valuation models: asset based valuation, income based valuation, cash flow based valuation, and so on, as well as investment appraisal. For example, if you are going to make an investment, so how you can appraise, how you can apply investment appraisal techniques. Not only the local investment appraisal, but also for foreign projects, basically. Foreign projects. For example, if you are living in Saudi Arabia, and let's say you want to make an investment in United Kingdom, so definitely, as we know, in United Kingdom, your currency is different. Your currency is GBP, Great Britain pound. So each and everything, your cost, your investment, your cash flows, your inflation would be entirely different. So what you can do? So definitely, you need to calculate. You need to perform all of your calculations in GBP, and how you can convert GBP into local currency of Saudi Arabia, that is SAR, and how you can interpret, how you can go for inflation, how you can consider interest rates, and many other aspects, basically. So this SBM exam gives you a lot of knowledge about advanced level techniques. Third exam, that is basically the case study. This case study integrates knowledge from all of other modules, from all 50 modules, basically. But this is just integration of knowledge. In case study, there will be no technical knowledge. One thing that should be very much clear, that there is no technical knowledge. What do you mean by no technical knowledge? Non-technical knowledge means there will be no accounting, reporting, auditing, financial management, law, or taxation. There will be nothing. So what will be included in case study? We will discuss just after few slides. This exam is basically about application of skills. So we have to apply our skills to a business situation, real business world, basically. And this exam basically tests our commercial acumen and problem solving skills, basically. How we can apply our judgment. How we can apply our judgment, basically. Last but not the least, as I mentioned, ethics and professional skepticism, they play a very, very important role in all of the exams of ICAEW. They can be tested in all questions of your exam, or they might be tested in just one or two questions. But one thing is for sure, that at least 5 to 8 marks, for every exam will be related to your ethics. 5 to 8 marks at least will belong to ethics. Unfortunately, if you are unable to do that, it means you might not be a good accountant. You didn't work out on your ethics. So please be careful that you work on this area basically. Now let's talk about the first advanced level exam, and that is basically the corporate reporting. So here we are going to talk about an overview of corporate reporting basically. This is just basically a picture because it involves complex analysis, transaction. That's why I have included this picture as a part of different currencies, different areas, numbers, analysis. So let's talk about the syllabus. What is the syllabus of ICAEW corporate reporting exam basically? In corporate reporting exam, there are three areas. First of all, we have reporting element. Second, we have audit and assurance element. And third one, that is basically about ethics. So if I talk about the reporting element is a major component of our corporate reporting exam, and it is around 55 to 65% basically. So around 55 to 65% of your syllabus belongs with your reporting area, and it includes your financial accounting, financial reporting, complex transactions, complex transactions basically, and many other areas. When we talk about second component, that is audit and assurance, so it is approximately 30 to 40% of your audit. And this audit is basically your basic level audit as well as your advanced level audit as well, basically. So advanced audit as well, basically. So you need to be good in all of your areas. If you are good, if you know the basic, that's fine, that's good. But if unfortunately you do not remember because you passed out your exam few years back and at this moment you are unable to recall, so you should not be worried. Why? Because we have developed our course structure in this way that we go for our basics and then we move to advanced level. Our first lecture is for IAS2 inventories. Everyone know what is inventory, but we start from the inventories. Why? So everyone has equal opportunity of learning. If you remember, that's why it will be a revision session for you. But if unfortunately you do not remember, so that's an opportunity for you to learn each and everything because we start from basics, as I mentioned, starting from IAS2, and then we move on to advanced level topics like consolidation, complex scenarios, interpretation of financial statements, financial instruments, IFRS 15, IFRS 16, and many other topics as well. Third component, that is basically about ethics. In ethics, we have around 5 to 10%. So 5 to 10% of your marks belong with your ethics, with your business trust issues, and so on. On previous slide, we talked about the syllabus, but in this slide, we are going to talk about the exam structure. What is the exam structure? How corporate reporting exam will look like basically. Corporate reporting exam is basically an exam for 100 marks. In fact, all exams of ICAEW advanced level are for 100 marks. And passing percentage is 50% pass. 50% marks are passing marks, not passing percentage. Passing percentage means how many students are going to pass out this exam? Approximately 75 to 80%, 85% students. That is basically a passing rate. But if I talk about the pass marks, so pass marks are 50%. 50% are your marks. You can say pass marks basically. So you need to get just 50. But acquiring these 50 marks require a lot of efforts, basically lot of efforts, because it's a complex level exam, integration of different subjects basically. We have three questions. First of all, question one, that is for 40 marks basically. Question one is for 40 marks. Question two, that is for 30 marks. and question 3 that is for 30 marks basically. These are approximate marks, 2, 3 marks, 4 marks could be upward, increase or decrease basically. Like question 1 could be for 38 marks or 42 marks. Similarly, marks of question 2 or 3 could be adjusted as well. But approximately it is assumed that question 1 is for 40 marks, question 2 is for 30, and question 3 is also for 30 marks as well basically. This was about the marks. If I talk about the subjects, if I talk about what will be included in question 1, 2, and 3 basically. Now let's discuss. In question 1, there will be reporting and audit element as well. So it will be a combination of both reporting and audit. If I talk about the previous qualifications or certification, so there were different exams for reporting and audit as well basically. For most of professional qualifications, there were different exams. But now at advanced level, so you need to go with both reporting element as well as your audit element as well. That's why they develop chartered accountants. They develop skills, how you can think about a single transaction from multiple prospects, basically, from different angles, from different point of view, basically. As well as ethics could be there. As I mentioned earlier, this could be part of any question. And another important consideration is advanced information, basically. That is basically a new concept that might not be included in other qualifications, basically. Might not be. Why? Advanced information or advanced qualification basically has a scenario, a situation where a business case is given to you approximately 6 weeks to you before exam, and 11 months of information is given to you. For 12-month information, it will be given to you in your real exam, basically, and you need to analyze, you need to compare, and then finally, you need to answer according to the requirements of examiner, basically. So that's a concept of advanced information. That's a brief concept. Regarding complete discussion, I will be sharing some insights. What is it, advanced information, how it looks like, how you have to analyze, and how as a tuition provider we can help you to analyze the 11 months of advanced information basically. Approximately this advanced information has 12 marks approximately. So 12 marks, these are very, very important marks. Why I mentioned these marks? Because unfortunately, some students leave this advanced information unattended. Please do not go for this activity because these marks are very, very important. And even a 1 mark, even a single mark can make a difference between pass and fail, basically. Question two, mostly that is for data analytics, basically. So what you need to do, you need to analyze, you need to interpret your financials, your accounts, basically, different transactions, and then finally you need to provide some sort of conclusion. It also includes your areas from reporting. It could be IAS, it could be any IFRS, or it could be a combination of both IAS and IFRS as well, basically. Finally, last but not the least, that could also involve some risk management areas. It could be IAS 32, IAS 39, IFRS 7, IFRS 9, or any other area. It might be or might not be. This is not a compulsion like financial instruments will be tested in your exam. These might be tested or these might not be tested in your exam. Question 3, that is also for 30 mark. Most of this time, mostly this question belongs with your audit. This question requires the audit procedures, basically. You will be given a situation. You need to look at the financial aspects, financial reporting aspects, and then you need to work on audit areas like audit risk, business risk, control issues, audit procedure, substantive procedures, analytical procedures, and then finally talking about the reporting, audit report, basically. What would be the impact? Let's take an example. If you think like we need to make adjustments to the financial statements of a client, and if unfortunately client refuses to make those adjustments, so what would be the impact on audit report? Either we will be going for unmodified opinion or qualified except for opinion, or what kind of opinion we need to provide basically. Ethics, as I mentioned many times, it could be tested in any part, any question, and in any area, or it could be in all areas as well, basically. So what you need to focus in your audit, there are a lot of things in your corporate reporting that you need to focus: your auditing principles, auditing rules, methodologies, risk assessment, collection procedures, and we are going to cover each and everything. We will discuss. We will discuss each and everything. So you should not be worried. Second thing is calculation. You should be good with your calculation. With complex financial transaction, you should be good. Third thing is journal preparation. What is journal preparation? Probably we have studied this journal preparation in our earlier accounting exams when we were entering in this journey basically. Yes, you have heard it right. Journal preparation. This advanced level exams also requires the double entries as well basically. Double entry. So complex transaction, we also need to go for journal entries, how we can make these entries correct. If there are some entries and those entries are wrong, how we can correct them. We need to produce double entries, corrected, modified, adjusted entries as well. So that's why this exam requires information from basic to advanced level. And finally, last but not the least, explanations and justifications basically. Explanations and justification. It is just not about the calculation. It has huge marks for explanation and justification, interpretation basically. How you think, how you can make numbers to talk. Basically, what you need to do, you need to do numbers to talk. Make numbers to talk basically. Yes, this is your responsibility as a future, as a good chartered accountant basically. What are new areas? Because we have already studied corporate reporting, some aspect, but there are a lot of new areas. First of all, data analytics basically. That is entirely a new concept, approximately 12 marks. Integrated questions, yes, that is another new area, because earlier we have separate exams for reporting and audit, but this exam includes both reporting plus audit as well. IAS and IFRS compliance at complex level for complex transaction. And finally, analytical skills. Basically, we need to be good to apply our critical thinking, apply our professional skepticism to talk about to solve complex financial transaction, basically. Let's have a overview: data analytics and advanced information. Basically, advanced information, as I mentioned, this advanced information includes your 11 months data, and it is released 6 to 8 weeks before exam, depending upon. It is released normally 6 to 8 weeks before your actual exam basically, and this allows you to prepare for your advanced information. Background information, this gives you information about your company. This gives you information about your industry, like it could be manufacturing industry, financial services industry, or it could be anything as well. Third, that is data assimilation and visualization as well. So you need to look at the data, you need to analyze the data, think about, interpret, and then make some sort of conclusions basically. So that is basically about your data analytics. This was all about our first exam. Now let's look at the second exam, that is Strategic Business Management, SBM. That is a second exam of ICAEW advanced level basically. Now let's talk about. In SBM, we have four different sections basically. I have divided into four different sections. First of all, we have an area of ethics and assurance. Ethics we have talked about many times. Assurance, that is the same thing, audit and assurance basically. Second, that is basically finance, your financial management. It includes your both basic as well as your advanced financial management. Third, that is basically about your business analysis, basic as well as your advanced level. And fourth, that is basically your reporting. Yes, that is the same reporting, what we call as corporate reporting. You might think like the whole subject of corporate reporting is included in SPM. No, you should not be worried because corporate reporting, the reporting has some percentage. In fact, all of these subjects have some percentages. Like we talked about in corporate reporting, we have 55 to 65% for reporting, 30% to 40% approximately for audit. Similarly, we have some percentages, we have some syllabus structure for SPM. And this is basically a syllabus structure. So we have a short graph. First of all, business analysis, 30 to 40% for business analysis. Finance, 25 to 35%, that is your finance. So both business analysis plus finance, these are your major areas. These are your major areas of SBM basically. Third one, that is reporting, that is your corporate reporting, CR, 15 to 20%. Your assurance, same is as we have audit assurance, and 5% approximately for ethics as well basically. So these three subjects, ethics, assurance, and reporting, these are taken from your corporate reporting exam basically. Approximately 30-35% syllabus is same as we have for corporate reporting. So if you are appearing in both of these exams, so that could be an opportunity for you to study corporate reporting as well as SBM and saving your time for some areas for SPM because you already know that you are already studying the reporting, assurance, and ethics in your corporate reporting exam as well, basically. So it is also advisable if you have time and if you can manage, so you can appear in both of these exams as well, basically. Because if you take a break, if you take some sort of pause, then when you will be appearing next time in another subject, definitely you need to revise all of these areas again and again. If I talk about the exam structure, the exam pattern, so in SBM, we have two questions, question one and question two, basically. Question one is approximately 55 to 65 marks. Question two, that is basically 35 to 45 marks. So we can say question one is basically our major case study. And question two, we have some sort of mini case study as well. In question one, we normally see topics from our business analysis, comprehensive analysis of strategic issues, financial issues, operational issues, commercial issues. What is your market position? What about competitive advantage? What about interpretation? Interpretation of data and so on. Your ethics, your finance, it could be financial modeling. Not, you do not need to produce a financial model, but you need to understand the numbers and you need to talk about business valuation, investment appraisal regarding your strategic context, basically at advanced level. Question two, it also has same areas, business analysis, but it might include your costing subject, performance management, advanced performance management. Here you can talk about break-even analysis. You can talk about budgeting. Let me put up here. You can talk about break-even. You can talk about budgeting. You can talk about variance and many other areas as well. And finally, as we know, reporting and audit element as well, basically. Reporting and audit element as well. Sorry for interruption. I will take up the question once this orientation is completed. So please hold your question or send me through chat box. Once this is completed, then I will answer all of your questions. Thank you for your patience. So we were talking about this SBM exam pattern. We have two questions and I just explained what is the structure and what will be included in each question basically. Last, that is basically the final exam of case study. So it is just basically an overview as we will be having a separate orientation for case study as case study is entirely a different exam as compared to corporate reporting and as compared to SPM as well. In case study, if I just give you an overview, what is case study? Case study is basically a report writing exam, basically. So what you need to do, you need to write a report, a comprehensive report. This report will include both financial as well as your non-financial areas. Again, it will also include your ethics and business trust issues as well. It is basically a skill-based exam. So you need to apply your skills to real scenario, real world scenario, basically, real world scenario. There are 5 different skills. What are those skills? How we can learn those skills? We will talk about when we will be studying the case study exam, basically. And then basically it is an application of professional judgment. No technical knowledge. Yes, I already mentioned there is no accounting, no reporting, no financial management, no audit, no assurance, no loss, no taxation. So what will be? This is basically a skill-based exam, real world scenario. We need to write a comprehensive report. We need to be good with our application of professional judgment. And what we also have advanced information basically for case study. What is advanced information? That is a comprehensive document approximately for 40 pages, 40 pages approximately. And it includes multiple information regarding your industry, in your company, regarding your management accounts, your financial as well as your non-financial information basically. If I talk about case study, in case study, you have just one question. Just one question. That's why I have emphasis on one question. In corporate reporting, we have 3 questions. In SBM, we have 2 questions. But in case study, we have just one question basically. And one question that is for 100 marks. And passing marks are 50, 50% pass marks. But there are different requirement. Requirement one, that is basically about financial analysis. How we have to perform the financial analysis? We have to use the management accounts. We have to use 3 years of management accounts, and then we have to explain the information. We have to analyze. We have to assess. We have to interpret basically. Second requirement, that is basically about financial data analysis, and we have to analyze our financial data. We have to use different inputs, different assumptions, making numbers to produce some sort of an analysis, and then applying different techniques. These techniques could be your break even. These techniques could be your sensitivity analysis. These techniques could be your capital busting techniques, and so on. You might be saying on previous slide, I was saying that there is no technical knowledge for reporting, audit, finance, taxation. Yes, because it just involves basics basically. Like what you think about, or what is the formula for break even, or how you can perform the sensitivity analysis. It will not involve the complex calculations about any model, what is applicable. So just basics. Business analysis, that is the requirement 3. It involves comprehensive analysis of business case, business situation, basically. Application of suitable model for analysis. You have to apply a good model, suitable model that is relevant according to your case. And then strategic, commercial, and operational consideration, issues, benefit, risk, advantages, disadvantages of different options. And finally, you have to go for executive summary, basically. What is the executive summary? Executive summary is basically a document that is basically an analysis of all types of analysis, like your requirement 1, requirement 2, and requirement 3, basically. Here you have to use your judgment, but you should be an honest person. Work with your integrity and objectivity. And finally, you need to be good with your professional skepticism while you are writing, while you are producing your summary. Because as we know that all of three requirements are important, similarly, executive summary is equally important as well. Ethics. I have 2 slides once again to put emphasis on importance of ethics. As we know, ethics are very, very important. Ethical framework. We need to talk about what is ethical framework, how we can go for that, basically, how we can go for that. We can talk about professionalism. What is professionalism and how we can go for that? Please do not write on the board. What is professionalism? What is professional judgment? What is professional behavior? What is public interest? As we use this term many, many times, public interest. So what is public interest? How you can define the public interest here as well, basically. We will discuss in all of the subjects of ICAEW advanced level. Again, ICAEW also has ethics learning program, different types of program. Before becoming a member, it is compulsory to go through ethics training, complete different ethics trainings as well. Exam integration, yes, these are part of ethics. Ethics are part of exams, basically, and practical application, how you can develop your ethical skills, how you can be a good manager, good accountant, good CEO, good owner of a business, basically. How we study, basically? We study in different modules, in different areas, basically. We offer different learning options for you. We offer different learning options for you. First of all, we provide live online session. As we are having this orientation, this is basically a live orientation with all of you. Apart from live, we also go for recorded sessions as well. For example, as we are having this orientation in a live mode, apart from that, you will be given the recording of this orientation. So if you have time, then it is most welcome to attend all of your sessions in live manner. If you are unable, then you can watch the recordings as well, as your sessions are both live online as well as recorded as well, basically. Group sessions. Yes, we also offer group for different firms, different industries, working in similar environment, having friends, colleague who want to create a separate group of 5 to 7 people, not more than that. We can go for group sessions as well. We also go for one-to-one sessions as well. For example, if you think like if unfortunately you got some, you were quite close to passing out your exam, but unfortunately you didn't qualify. So, but you need assistance, you need some specific assistance recording the feedback of your question, some topics, some areas. So what we can go for? We can go for one-to-one session. We can customize it according to your need. So it will be between a tutor and a student, and no third person will be involved here. So every program, every structure has its own fee, its own feature. So for discussion, we can go for the details. At the end of this orientation, you will be provided with contact details, and you can contact us according to your needs as well. What we go for? We also go for feedback, comprehensive feedback, based evaluation of your assignments. Go for feedback, comprehensive feedback, feedback on class-based assignments. in home-based assignments as well. For example, we are having this live session and we are talking about IFRS 15. We discuss the IFRS 15 complex topic. I will solve one or two questions, and next question will be solved by some of you. Different topics, different areas, students are going to participate. So everyone is going to learn. Everyone has an equal opportunity to participate. So in this way, I will provide you feedback on your class-based assignment. Another assignment is home-based assignment. Once this area is finished, so for every week, you will be given a task, you will be given some assignments, you will be submitting those assignments to me as a tutor, as an ICAEW member. I will be marking your assignments, considering the ICAEW criteria, and then providing you feedback, what is right, what is wrong, and how we can improve it. Comprehensive notes, complete notes for your subjects, either for corporate reporting, SBM case study, corporate reporting, SBM, as well as for case study. And also your revision notes as well, basically. Please, these notes, please remember this point. These notes are just for students who join our complete program, and these notes are not for any sale or purchase purposes, as these are against the ICAEW rules. Another area is basically mock exam. We also go for mock exam, feedback, complete exam, like 3.5 hours or 4 hours, depending upon what is the requirement of your exam. As for case study, we have 4-hour exam, but for corporate reporting and SBM, we have 3.5-hour exam. So considering the time, considering the requirements, we go for complete mock exam as well. We also go for question banks and past paper practice. Yes, we will be solving the live past paper. We will be solving the questions from past papers as well as from question bank as well. These will be live as well as recorded sessions as well. Live plus recorded. And we will be using the latest 2025 study material. Sorry for that. That is typing error. 2025 study material. That is the latest study material basically. And we also go for exam software practice. As we know that in real exam, we have to write each and everything on exam software. And that is basically ICAEW exam software. So what we need to do, we need to write each and everything on ICAEW exam software, and we will be having a practice on ICAEW exam software. I will be opening up the software. I will be sharing a live version of software with all of you, and you will be seeing how I am working, what are different options, what is spreadsheet, what is Excel area, different formulas, how we can copy something, or how we have to present our work basically. Regarding exam preparation, we will be going for study, we will be going for practice, we go for personalized feedback, not a general feedback. Personalized feedback play a very, very important role because every student has its own role, its own good points, and its own shortcoming. So that's why we work on individually. We work individual assignments, provide feedback to all of you basically. This is the way how we provide the feedback. This is just basically a glimpse of how we provide a feedback. Like for example, the student has mentioned the controlling interest in Austin will be 80%. The controlling interest is 80% and non-controlling interest would be 20%. That is basically a question. That is a Razak PLC, an advanced level question from ICAEW corporate reporting. So when controlling interest will be 80%, you didn't mention the date. You didn't mention the year. It is equally important. Here you are talking about generally and not specific. In ICAEW, you have to be specific and not the journal. When the control is achieved, when control is achieved, basically, what date, at what time, at what year? That is spelling mistake. That should be acquisition. To just talk about the goodwill is measured at fair value at date of acquisition, including the following consideration, NCI, fair value of net asset. But where are the figures? You didn't mention the figures here as well. You didn't talk about the intra-group loan, the increase in fair value of property. How much increase? 1 million, 2 million, 0.5 million. What is the increase? You have to be specific. So this is just basically a glimpse. Due to some reason, I cannot share the complete feedback. This is just basically how we go for. So that was all about. If I talk about one thing is remaining, and that is basically why students fail this exam. Unfortunately, one of the major and biggest reason of failing this exam is because they think they have the same, they have information. Yes, they would be good with information, prior knowledge, techniques, information, but you have to adopt according to ICAEW requirement. It is an integrated exam, involves reporting, audit, financial management, ethics, sustainability, finance, costing. So you need to be good. You need to look at the examiner's requirement. What examiner requires from us, basically. That is a problem. So these are this is basically a contact information. This is basically a WhatsApp number of my team. This is my email. This is the email of my team. You can reach out through WhatsApp, through call, through cell phone. This is basically the email. This is basically the Facebook page. And these are basically my details as I shared earlier. ICW member, fellow member of ACCA, APFA, so on. And I also have some research experience, and some of my research papers have already been published in HEC recognized journals as well, basically. So that's all from my side. First of all, I would say thank you very much, all of you, for joining us for this orientation and bearing me for few minutes, basically. It's all from my side. So what I will be doing now, I will be closing this orientation. But before doing that, I will be taking up questions from all of you and answering your questions, basically. Please stay hold. Thank you. I wish you good luck for all of your exams.